big issues about love coming up with Venus and Leo, and I don't know if it's went retrograde yet. I think it happens at the degree of 22, which is like, well, I'm already feeling the amazing feeling of Venus and Leo. It happens to conjunct my part of fortune, and it's involved with a grand trine. So of course, I'm just piping up with this who I am really, and just looking into it, it's like, oh my God, is this really happening on this planet, like in this world? It's like, is why everything like looks so distorted? Basically, yeah. So, well, for me, I just wanted to state it. I mean, it's like this. Well, I mean, to go general, I don't want to be making this personal because this is really what's going on. I am humanity, by the way. Um, about men and women, of course. See, God, I just had this. I had it wrapped up in 4 words here before I tried to turn on. Okay, so uh, a woman, her anatomy and everything, the way she's set up is a whole different story. We can click that over and I would rather get some backing instead of thinking that being subjected to people who think that I'm making this shit up. You know, there's people that aren't even paying attention to their own bodies, and all I'm saying is that I would like to find other women who know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, apparently there's women that don't know. I'm starting to laugh here is because it's like, why is this becoming an issue? It's because you know what, Shauna, you're dialing in on what the fuck the problem is with all of humanity right now. And if I was to say that, if I, I would say that sex is like number one on if we were to have like a ritual that we do because we found out our religion. That's it. That's why. Well, forget about it. If you don't really want a decent human civilization, you don't have to go there. You don't really. You don't have to reproduce anything. You don't have to have that go on. But it helps if you do want a human civilization, which I think it helps in order to even have a plane here, like a plane made of what it is, like say of the universal math that creates the creation of creation and how it all is. We're just an organism, like we don't own our biological factories, just much like we don't own the fucking university out there and the school and the system out there. You're just passing through it, and what is it teaching you? What are you being taught? So God, it's already here. There is the truth that we're looking at. That's not something that is a mystery. It's not hocus pocus. So where do we find the truth? In reality. So straighten out where all that is, and that's what narcissists have a problem with that. So now I'm getting back to you. I just wanted to say a few fucking words here. Jesus. My Christ. So a woman has to put up, not only because she's very complex, she's a sensitive person. That's just the way she's built. She's built, and if she's not being grabbed onto and castrated and created as a more of an insensitivity, then she's fine. Okay, she's very sensitive, so she might not know how to handle any of this, right? See, this is the thing. It's like, well, I've been handling it. I've been like, fuck yeah, I'm sensitive, baby, and I want to stay that way. Not bad. God, um, how do you think we have fun here, man? You have little tiny sensitive hairs, and you taste, and you can feel them. Really enjoy all of the succulent things and on every level of that. Get to it. So anyway, God, all I'm trying to say here is, so women have to deal with this immaturity coming at them. I think that this is just a fact because this is the same for me. I'm getting near 50. And it's like, no, I had to bring that one up because I'm not going to stay. No healthy person is going to stay where they're not feeling good. And it's like, fucking, who cares? I like playing. I've always been a tomboy, and we like playing with men. We like playing basketball and trying to arm wrestle and do all this stuff, and it gets kind of awkward. Um, like we can't play the fist game anymore. Up towards puberty. Talk about awkward. And now I'm thinking, okay, so really, I'm kind of giving you an autobiography here, but man, see, this is all part of me just saying, look, innocently, I'm just looking into what might be happening here. And this is a guarantee, babes. I can see it more and more. It's just fucking sticking right out. So women are having to deal naturally with this immaturity that's really too quick and then wants what it wants and is not really looking. And her duty is, as just who she is has to slow them down. This is what I've been doing and dial them in. And it's your orgasm you're aiming for right there. I was wondering how you do it. A lot of times women are exploring themselves if they're left alone and not fucked with and taken over. They're masturbating and doing all this stuff just like boys should be, touching themselves and nobody's there saying, oh yeah, and then, if it happens to be, I remember my mom caught me one time and she says, oh, you're just making yourself feel good. And then she goes, wandered by with the laundry, and I'm like, I felt really all this, and I was like, I noticed that too. It's like, well, she doesn't seem to have that feeling. It's just me here. And so anyway, uh, hi, I'm Mars Ruled, and I am somebody who will say, excuse me, fuck you. This is what's happening. The truth, just the truth. When I say fuck you, somebody else has something that maybe they have to say about it. And like, by the way, this is the way we would do this. What? Gardening? Something. See, I'm dealing with the root chakra. So I'm coming up with like, okay, so if you don't learn how to keep the root chakra intact and sexually, that would be just you please each other. You keep the happy going, the higher vibrational frequency. That's really, this is not just the roots, this is everything, right? It's the roots. Yes, why? Because it's now, why is it everything? Is because it's the roots. God. Just in case a human civilization was to pop out of any of this stuff. I wish somebody would have a real conversation about this with me. Just keep going. And they couldn't be anybody but, now I'm going to get back to mature women. I'm finally talking about it. Fucking minute 7:40, what I wanted to say in just a few minutes. Words. So women, they're dealing with immaturity coming at them. See, a woman's immaturity means that she honors her body and she knows she has an orgasm, and you don't fuck with that. You don't toy with it. Because that's just who you would be, because it's about feeling good. And it's like, oh, excuse me, because who cares? He's skydiving and sanding and driving a tractor, and she's fucking conducting a cakewalk and a cake party and a fucking whatever, sewing clothes and doing music. So what? Who can do what better and da. Who gives a shit? Eventually, these people, for some reason, and I remember that, it was a while ago, very personal too. You have to find out, why do you want to get close to each other? Why? Well, for me, I can only come from my standpoint, babes. There is pure pressure. There is pure pressure. For me, it's like, oh God, we have to figure out, and let alone. Okay, it's like this. You have to figure out, okay, sexually, it's just, as a scientist, I'm thinking, there's that joke. Okay, I don't want to fucking spend too much time on this. This is bullshit. There's just immature men out there. And it is the duty of mature women to bring them up. And if they're not mature, and what mature means is that she honors her body. She doesn't fuck around like that. She's more like, oh, stop everything, drop the laundry, drop your laundry. What do you want? You want my pleasure, or you don't want my pleasure? See, if a man doesn't want her pleasure, forget it. Forget it. He wants pleasure, and that's true. Make him say, hey, there's somebody else here that wants pleasure too. And there's a society out there that now you can see that there's a whole Christian religion. Christian, that has nothing to do with Jesus. Jesus never claimed to be a Christian. There is something called Christ, which Christians don't even know what the fuck that is. Ruins. ruins. They are programming. So I don't want to get off into that. I just want to say this is because you can fuck all that programming. If the woman is mature, she's going to bring that man up. She's going to try to, and if he can't, I see. I haven't met a man yet who couldn't. See, this is like the, and that's I think that's there's something in the air right now. It's right in the air. It's like, well, what you'll see is now. The question is, are they programmed to kill you? Sam Vaknin says, yeah, that's what they are. But I'm saying, wait a minute, no, but you can pull them out of it, right? Well, you experience that they are running, they're afraid. Maybe, I never really experienced that, but I think that can happen. But you see, the bottom line is that, God, to wrap this up, what's your point? Really, and besides for being sexually frustrated, Shauna, what's your point? Babe, most women are repressed, frustrated, and not only that, but stark, raving, fucking pissed. I'm not one of those women, babes. I, I kind of, I know a fulfilling, satisfying experience in a lot of things, and this is just back up. This is the aim: is to stay feeling good. Now, why and how did a narcissist get really fucked up? See, I'm a super sensitive empath, babes, and you can tell, and I'm here to speak for you women. How do you get entangled? So you're not being smart enough. You need to listen. You need to listen. You need to get in touch with your body so that you know that when you hear it, especially make sure you're conducting respectful. You're respecting your body relationships, pulling them up, saying, okay, so do you want to have sex with the opposite sex now? And most likely he does. So that's my experience. And then you bring them up, and then now sex just gets better and better. Not with narcissists, though. See, this is the thing: is there a fucking malignant narcissist there, or is there not? And if there is, you can hear it in their conversation, but you won't if you yourself are not matured into those experiences, because basically your whole conversation changes about it. You know, it's not so disrespectful. It's not, and it's not along the lines of just completely in the dark and kind of innuendos and all this bullshit. It's like, no, they're just see, and so where I further my conversation, and I wish, and I will. If this is what I'm being pulled into, it's like, okay, I'm 50, and it's like, well, it's time to talk about this, because what if this is the key? I'm looking at, oh my God, there's so many fucking details to figure out how are we going to fix the trebles with the organism going down. It's like, it's right there in the word, organism. What is an organism, babes? See, as a sheep, what I know as just biological intelligence, like I'm just fucking out there, and I don't know what an organism is, but I know what an orgasm is. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it seems like as sheep out there in the meadows, it seems by 12 noon we have an orgasm, and then there's one in the evening, and then well, the morning time, yes, and that's just the way we feel good. Um, So getting back to just, come on, you guys. The reason, okay, so what I'm looking at, fuck, do I need to talk about this? Yeah, because it's my experience that I'm coming across men, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, that have never, that they don't know their way around a woman's anatomy, and it's because of the woman who is just dead. I'm not being an ego as a woman saying, and I, me. Just no, 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 no. I'm just letting you know what I am observing. I've also had a horrible experience this past year, and I'm thinking, really? And it's all up in the air now. It's like, well, I think that now it's just a study. It's like, okay, so how much fear does a person hang on to, and see, right now it's to go back and try and work say, no, I do this and I've always done this. And it's like, you're just running and hiding again. This is all of humanity, babes. It's so strange to mix this all up like this, but I know what I'm doing here. Your situation isn't an isolated incident either. Now what I'm looking at is like, okay, so these immature, where does it come from? Well, it's a lack of connection. There isn't the truth in their life. Nobody said, nobody's a real live Christ. It's all a bunch of Christian bullshit.